by way of knockout. Proudly fighting out of and representing his home of Watford, England, here is the 2012 Olympic gold medalist and the former two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black trunks with white lettering and weighed in officially at 233.5 pounds. Hailing from Greenwich, London, England, he has a professional record consisting of 19.
Stay right there.
Dubois, Anthony Joshua. Tomorrow night, Wembley Stadium, 96,000 in attendance.
Daniel Dubois stepped out of character throughout fight week and then proceeded to honor every last promise just as he had said. He ensured he knocked out and dethroned Anthony Joshua, and now Dubois reigns supreme as the king of British boxing. The once shy and cowardly Daniel Dubois is now a world champion, oozing immense confidence and mental strength. Those who thought Anthony Joshua's height advantage and experience would be the deciding factor in his scheduled 12-round showdown against Daniel Dubois forgot two of boxing's best-known axioms. It's a young man's game, and skills pay the bills. Plus, a newer one, activity matters. To him, that was a beatdown. So what now for Dubois? What do you do with him?
See that same guy at this stage of his career.
In his last fight,
he had problems with belt line.
Dubois overcame a steady pressure and a nearly 100-pound weight disadvantage by outboxing and outworking the more popular British heavyweight to a 10th-round mercy stoppage on the undercard of the massive Day of Reckoning card in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Saturday. Anthony Joshua, the 34-year-old former unified world champion who saw his glory days come to an end the very moment he decided to take on Alexander Usyk, talked a good game coming into the fight, enough to convince some fans and pundits that he'd be too much physically, experientially, and mentally for Dubois, who is branded by many as a quitter owing to his technical knockout losses to Joe Joyce and Alexander Usyk. Is he that same guy at this stage of his career? In his last fight, there were problems with the belt line.
training-wise, Darren, how do you even prepare to face someone this size?
However, fighting 4 tune-up bouts versus weak opposition since losing to Usyk and weighing in at 255 lbs did not serve the bombastic Brit well. Over the second half of an entertaining scrap with the 27-year-old Dubois, Anthony Joshua quickly went from menacing to lumbering after round 6, while Joshua's steady pressure appeared to fluster Dubois during the early rounds. The Londoner clearly outpointed him using stick-and-move tactics. Anthony Joshua forced Dubois to stand and trade in spots during rounds 3, 4, and 5. But the former title challenger gave as good as he got during those exchanges. In fact, he bloodied Joshua's mouth and momentarily stunned him a few times. Dubois went back to punching on the fly in rounds 6 and 7.
It's essentially over. That's the kind of pressure he's under.
Landing his jab at will until a 1-2 combination knocked Anthony Joshua off balance near the end of the 7th. Anthony Joshua really had nothing to offer but his giant girth as target practice in the final 3 rounds. The Watford native was literally sleepwalking into power punches until referee Michael Alexander waved the bout off at 2:52 of the 10th as Anthony Joshua sagged against the ropes. "I had to dig deep. Big Baby came to work, but I showed my heart," said Dubois. "I'm a prideful fighter, and I always want to come forward, but I'm learning new things. I had my dad screaming in my corner. I knew I had to work. I had to prove to myself that I am a real fighter, and I can be a real champion. I had to finish strong. Any confidence missing? I gained it tonight. Big respect to Big Baby." Dubois earned Joshua's respect as well. "Daniel is no quitter. I've always known him, and he's not one," Anthony Joshua said. "I've been out of the ring, and we took this fight on 4 weeks' notice, but we're back in the ring, and we're going to be active going forward."
He's returning with what we said he'll return with, yeah? Fell in with his backhand to the body, didn't he?
Triple D, you got my respect. All respect, nothing but love. Before the fight, Dubois had been so confident and assured. "I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great show," he told TNT Sports in an exclusive interview. "It's going to be a great night, and the world is going to be watching, so it's really up to me. I've built up a lot of momentum over the last 2 fights, so let's keep it going." After suffering defeat at the hands of Alexander Usyk last year, in controversial fashion in his eyes, Dubois has bounced back with 2 fine performances against Jarrell Miller and Filip Hrgović. It is not the first time that Dubois has had to recover from a disappointing setback.
Power jab, that shotgun jab, with your foot behind you like a 2x4 hitting the front of your face.
Again, these aren't good signs for Dubois for me.
After he was criticized following his defeat to Joe Joyce in 2020, Dubois took a knee after suffering an eye injury during the fight, and many questioned whether he could become a contender in the heavyweight division. However, he has only suffered 2 losses in his professional career and delivered powerful knockouts during that period. Now he believes he is in the right frame of mind to defeat Joshua. "I think it's the right time now," he added. "I've had the experience, and I've had the ups and downs. I was all over the place back then, 2 years ago. Now I'm more together and more secure in myself as a fighter." There has been plenty of animosity shown between the British boxers leading up to their title showdown, with the two having to be pulled apart during a heated exchange. Dubois maintains that there is no bad blood between the pair. But said he wants to show the world that he can become the new face of British heavyweight boxing after Joshua has been the main man for a long period of time. "It's boxing. It happens," he said. "This is boxing, and things just erupt, and I need to show him on the night that I'm the better man." He continued, "He's had a momentous ride.
We'll serve him best, just keep popping that jab on the back foot."
Yeah, good pressure again from Melo. He's get busier.
He's been at the top for a long time, and now I feel like it's my time to take that crown and hold on to that world title for a while. Earn some of what he's earned and get some of the cream, the gold." When he was asked by TNT Sports pundit Steve Bouts whether he felt that Joshua respected him ahead of the fight, he replied, "It's hard to say really, but I'm going to make him respect me on the night." In his previous fight against Hrgović, Dubois showed that he can dig deep and stay in there late on, and he is predicting an upset on the cards. He detailed where he thinks he can exploit Joshua's weaknesses. He explained, "He's a man with 2 hands and 2 fists, so anything he brings, I need to trump that. Anything he brings, I need to shut it down and take this fight to him. Maybe make it a dogfight. I think I thrive in chaos, so making it wild and messy, whatever it needs to be, shutting down his range. Textbook boxing stuff might go out of the window, so let's see." The International Boxing Federation World Heavyweight Champion racked up the most satisfying win of his career with a 10th round stoppage of Anthony Joshua. Dubois piled up an early lead and then let his hands go in the 10th round.
It was that body
Now
shot.
he's bouncing on his toes. He's found that second wind. Nice.
Boxing backward.
He repeatedly rocked Anthony Joshua to force the stoppage at 2:52 of round 10 in their heavyweight grudge match Saturday at Wembley Stadium, London, United Kingdom. Dubois insisted on finishing strong, expressing his desire to end the fight inside the distance when a decision win was easily within reach. Dubois expended considerable energy in the opening rounds. The Londoner pumped his jab, followed by straight rights and body shots, often behind the stick, while constantly moving around the ring. Anthony Joshua was methodical in his approach, almost to the point of a non-existent offense through the first 3 minutes. Joshua found a home for his right hand in round 2.
The shot is if Dubois completely slowed down to a crawl here.
His first opening came with a cupping shot that wrapped around the back of Dubois' head. From there, he landed 2 clean shots. Dubois briefly jarred the American with a stiff jab and continued to be both the busier and more active puncher. Round 3 saw Dubois offer angles to minimize Joshua's increasing pressure. Several right hands found their mark for the former secondary titleist, though there remained concern about his stamina as Joshua found a way to close the gap. Joshua enjoyed his best round of the fight to that point in the 4th. The 6-6. Britt crashed home a left hook after a right uppercut to test the chin of Dubois, who took the blow but failed to offer return fire after previously enjoying success with a shotgun jab.
They're finished! 26 seconds to go!
Beat down against the ropes.
Oh!
Dubois turned the tide back in his favor at the start of round 5. The left hook and jab were on point. though Joshua was not without his moments when his forward charge provided opportunities for right hands at close quarters. Rounds 6 and 7 saw Dubois primarily stick to his jab and maintain his desired distance. Joshua, known for his high engine, was gasping for air through a bloodied mouth between rounds 6 and 7. Dubois dialed up the pressure at the start of the 8th. A body shot set up a power-punching barrage. Joshua showed a world-class chin, but was unable to respond. He caught a break when a lengthy timeout was called by the referee to issue a second warning to Dubois for leading with his head. Dubois heeded the advice and spent the rest of the round letting his hands go. A right hand upstairs and left hooks to the body hurt Joshua just before the bell, and Joshua reached a point where he badly needed the type of knockout finish he vowed to deliver against the two-time quitter. It was Dubois, however, who laid hands upon his British countryman in the 10th round, at a point where he could have boxed and played it safe.
And look, both of them trying to land big shots.
Division is essentially over. That's the kind of pressure he's under tonight.
Dubois
For Miller,
chose to make a statement.
it's a swing and a
Joshua
miss.
badly missed with desperation left hooks and left himself open for power shots in return. Joshua was on empty as he was battered along the ropes. He ate a combination and then stuck out his tongue at Dubois, who immediately slammed home a right hand. Joshua was trapped along the ropes as Dubois continued to inflict punishment until referee Michael Alexander stopped the fight. The loss ended Joshua's 4-fight win streak during his comeback tour following consecutive losses to Alexander Usyk that saw him lose his unified titles to the Ukrainian. Joshua fell to 28-4 with the defeat, but was congratulatory to one of his few career conquerors. Dubois improved to 21-2 in an incredible bounce-back tale.
Willed him.
That is so much promise. Then he had their mishaps, but he can really build from this.
The win came just 3 months after he surprisingly stopped Filip Hrgović in the 9th round, a fight that saw him eventually clinch the International Boxing Federation World Heavyweight title after it was vacated by Alexander Usyk, almost a year after Dubois suffered a 9th round knockout defeat to the then World Boxing Association, International Boxing Federation, and World Boxing Organization heavyweight titleist Usyk in Wrocław, Poland. His loss against Usyk was the second time he was labeled a quitter, earning him the quitter tag. However, with 3 consecutive wins against Jarrell Miller, Filip Hrgović, and Anthony Joshua, in fights where he was clearly the underdog, Dubois has regained his glory and restored himself as a true world contender.
Kudos to Daniel Dubois. A lot of people wrote him off, Darren.
Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois!
Alexander Usyk clambered off the canvas in the 5th round and then stopped Dubois in the 9th on a highly controversial night in Wrocław, Poland. The Ukrainian retained his World Boxing Association, World Boxing Organization, International Boxing Organization, and International Boxing Federation heavyweight titles as a result of the victory, but he had to climb off the floor after being downed by a right hand to the body, which referee Luis Pabon judged to have been low. However, replays showed that it was a borderline shot, which might have been ruled as a legal blow on another night. Dubois, who was not docked a point for the supposed infringement, failed to capitalize on that moment in the 5th, and within 4 rounds, he was stopped by a right hand from the rejuvenated Usyk. "I feel good," Usyk said afterward. "I am grateful for my team, my family, and my children. But I am grateful for my country and the Ukrainian army. Thank you so much. Boxing is a tough sport, but I'm great. I love boxing. I respect my opponent, but it's boxing. It's not ballet. Do I rate his power? No, only in my balls." Just 2 days after Ukraine celebrated its Independence Day, Usyk brought this defense of his world heavyweight titles to a city with a large Ukrainian community. Wrocław is only a few hours' drive from the eastern border with Usyk's country, and it is estimated that the city's population has increased by as much as 30% due to refugees who fled following Russia's invasion last year. A video message from Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky was played across the stadium, which was lit up in yellow and blue before the fighters made their ring walks. "Glory to Ukraine," he said to close his speech. All of that meant this was incredibly hostile territory for Dubois, who would have felt far from his home in Greenwich, South London. But he looked very relaxed as he made his way through the arena as Bob Marley's "So Much Things to Say" played. Dubois then had to wait and watch from the ring as Usyk's arrival nearly lifted the roof off the place. Although it was not sold out, the stadium was still packed with Usyk fans who whipped up a superb atmosphere as the rain fell. Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion, weighed in only 12¼ pounds lighter than Dubois, the fully fledged career heavyweight. However, Usyk was clearly the shorter man and had to use his excellent judgment of distance in order to land with his southpaw jab without getting countered. Usyk nicked a close first round, but it would have settled the nerves for Dubois, boxing for the first time since he was dropped 3 times in the first round before he stopped Kevin Lerena.
I'm going to get a look back
Thank you. Alright, can I get you guys looking towards me, please? Towards me, please. Down it goes.
However, after making a decent start to the second, Dubois was wobbled by a straight southpaw left midway through the round. Another one followed as Usyk began to turn up the heat early. Dubois was hesitating for a split second too long, allowing Usyk to land with 2 or 3 shots before exiting and circling. Though Dubois still looked dangerous at times and came close with a couple of attempted right uppercuts. The fourth was better for Dubois, who was starting to grow in confidence. Usyk's trademark movement also seemed to be affected by the wet canvas caused by the rain. He was affected even more by an apparent low blow from Dubois early in the 5th, a right-hand bolo which dropped him almost instantly. Usyk stayed down for a long time. His arm quivering in pain as he attempted to recover. Replays appeared to show the punch landed right on the belt line and could well have been legal. After taking a number of minutes to recover, Usyk and Dubois touched gloves and restarted the action. But the champion seemed to be on unsteady legs. The challenger, however, did not take his opportunity, and it was Usyk who finished the round on top, snapping Dubois' head back with the left hand. The 6th was a far more even round, with Usyk still not totally comfortable, and Dubois landed a crisp right hand on the bell. Dubois appeared to have Usyk in trouble in the 7th round. But it was the world champion who turned it around and piled on the pressure as the rain continued to pour. Dubois, however, appeared to be handling Usyk's power well. That was until the final seconds of the 8th round when Usyk made a major breakthrough with a double jab cross hook cross combination that forced Dubois to take a knee. He just about rose in time to beat the referee's count, and the bell rang before Usyk had a chance to pounce again. The champion was straight back to work in the 9th, and the writing was by now on the wall. It was a pinpoint lead hook that closed the show. Landing directly on Dubois' chin, and although he attempted to get back to his feet, the referee waved it off. The victory now clears the path for Usyk to face World Boxing Council champion Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia early next year. Usyk said, "I'm ready tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm ready. Next fight I am ready to fight Tyson Fury. But does Tyson Fury want to? I have no idea. But I can't wait to see my children and my family. I'm a little bit tired, and that's all for now." For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content. Until next time, peace out.